we've talked about converting, so we know how to do that and how to set it up. But when we do volume, that changes things a little bit. There's something we have to take into account. So we're going to do the first question, that how many cubic meters are in 12.5 cubic feet? So like we've mapped out before, we want to know how many meters cubed are in 12.5 feet cubed. So we're starting with our feet and we end with our meters. So the conversion factor that we have is that 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters. So as we've talked about before, we want to start off with what we're given. We're given the feet cubed, so we want to start off with 12.5 feet cubed. And we want to end with meters cubed. So we want meters cubed to be on the top. So to get there, well, we know that we have our inches up here, so we know that in 1 foot there are 12 inches. So we can use that conversion factor. We have our feet there. That will cancel out. And then we know that in 1 inch there is 2.54 centimeters. And we know that in 1 meter there's 100 centimeters. So we've gotten to where we've got meters up on the top, so we can take that off. But if we go through to try and cancel out our units, we can't necessarily do that yet because feet cubed and feet are different. Just like in any math, if you have something where you have x cubed and x, they are not the same thing. If you have this x cubed, but it's being divided by x, like we've talked about before with our tens, you can subtract the exponents, where this is the exponent of 1. So this is actually 3 to the exponent of 3 minus 1, which is the same thing as x squared. So if we were to cancel these out, we're still left with a feet cubed, saying that feet is our x. So we haven't completely canceled out all of our units, so there has to be something to do to fix that. So if we want this to match this right here, we need to cube it. And for any math rules, we can't just cube the bottom because then that changes our conversion factor. So we have to also cube the top. Now when we do that, we've got to come down here and cube this so it cancels out, as well as this one up here, as well as this one down here, and our last one. When we have this cube, this 3 gets distributed to each thing. So like if we had an example of 3x, so we had this quantity cubed, we know from math that that 3 has to be distributed into both of those. So that is the same thing as 3 cubed times x cubed. So for that same reason, x being our inches here, the 3 has to distribute into both. So this number has now become 12 cubed inches cubed and 1 cubed feet cubed, and so on to 2.54 cubed centimeters cubed, 1 cubed inches cubed, cross those out, and 1 cubed meter cubed up there, and 100 cubed centimeters cubed. So now if we go through using our new values that we have, we can now cross out our units, saying that feet cubed and feet cubed, inches cubed and inches cubed, centimeters cubed and centimeters cubed, leaving us with our meters cubed. So now when we go to do our computation of this, we have to make sure that we cube this 12, that we multiply the 12 by itself 3 different times and then multiply that by this 12.5. Otherwise, we'll get the wrong answer. So after you go through all of this multiplication, you should come out all the multiplying and dividing, multiplying here and dividing here. You should come up with 0.354 meters cubed, because that was what we were left with. Our units canceled out to that. So now we need to go through our significant figures. We know that this one right here has 3 sig figs. This feet in inches is an exact value. Inches in centimeters is an exact value, and our centimeters and meters is also an exact value. So we are left with only using this 12.5 right here, which is 3 significant figures. And if we look here, this 0 that is the leading 0 does not count as a significant figure, but these 3 numbers do count. So we already have 3 significant figures in our answer. So this would be our answer after doing significant figures.